Hello and good morning and welcome to Broomstick Capital. Today is actually we're Wednesday, but we're still going to do BSQ Tuesday. So the rules are that I make them, so let's call it BSQ Tuesday on a Wednesday. Okay, so today the theme of my BSQ Tuesday is about competition. So really, is there such thing as competition? What are your thoughts on that? So let me share one thing here, if I can, if I can't. Well, okay. So is there such a thing as competition in your business? So let's look at it obviously from the lenses of energy and that spiritual approach, because this platform is for businesses whose business owner and management have embraced their spiritual edge and are totally into having a holistic approach for the business. So when I did, share that I have a special gift and businesses reach out to me for a free assessment, one of the key challenges that were mentioned was obviously expansion and more sales, but also competition. But really, is there really a competition? What do you think? So this is how I see it. Is it really competition, or because you haven't been creative enough to make it such let's say you haven't been creative to make your offer stand out from the crowd? So again, remember, your business is an extension of you. If you kind of rest on your roles, I think I translated a French expression, so I hope it makes sense to you, meaning if you took it for granted and you had a good customer base at some point and you had good word to mouth, and you kind of assume that it will continue forever that way, and you dismiss that creative side in your business in order to make it more juicy to work with you, then at some point you're going to feel, yeah, competition is tough. But really? So my approach to this is, it's always about what your institution vibrate as an energy. What comes to mind when people think of you, refer to you, and when they do business with you? Is it because there is nobody else around, or because they chose you? So you want them to choose you because it's you as a business, not because there is nobody 50 miles from you and that's why they have to deal with you. Obviously, if this is what's happening, then you're going to face competition at some point in your business life. So it's the same thing as a human being in a relationship. So let's take, I have a very funny comparison for you. So there is a movie, I think it's called 50 Dates in 50 Days with Adam Sandler. So basically the guy is kind of someone who can't really focus on someone unique person, because he gets bored easily. And then he meets that woman who has a short-term memory loss since an accident and can't remember him every day. So every day he has to seduce her, because obviously he falls in love with her, and every day he has to come up with a new way to win her love. And he can't do the same thing, and it's the same, so it doesn't work. So if he tries the same approach, then he's rejected. So it basically pushes him to be creative and to come up with ways that he never thought of. And to me, when you're in a business, that's in essence how you have to, not have to, but how you kind of always seduce your customers, right? It's that relationship, like they come to you because the experience is out of this world, and you want to be that way because of something that is unique to you as a business. And I am not saying, like, you know, if you sell potatoes, that, yeah, but there are various ways to do the marketing and to make it fun and to make it attractive. So it's about using your creativity to and your energy to make sure that you are that unique institution that attracts people, customers to you, your customer base. So it's attraction marketing, it's magnetic marketing. This is what people talk about in some areas, and that is nothing to do with stats, with analytics, and all of these things. Obviously, when you start to become like quite big in terms of size, then at some point it might be required, even though I haven't looked into that size yet when it comes to you know, how I see that intuitively. So right now I'm looking at, as I said, single business owner. The business is an extension of you. You don't have any other people involved because it's your aura, and the management as well. Let's say you have a few people, that creates that culture in your business, even though you have a team. So the same way that you are going to be as a person is going to impact your business. And if you tend to be following a path but you don't want to be creative, you don't want, and you don't feel passionate about what you do, then that's how it's going to affect how customers come to you. So the real question is, if you have experienced a drop in terms of your client base, if you lost your market share to some level, then somehow there is something that happened in you that has participated in this. And if we are into that understanding that we create our reality, then it's about finding out how to leverage what you have and tap into that creativity, that amazing energy to attract your tribe. Remember, your vibe attracts your tribe, and that goes for people, as in personal relationships, but also in business. So you want to have to do business with people who are who relate to you, who love doing business with you. And obviously this speech is for those who are into that mindset. There are other people who want to do business in the traditional sense, as in, you know, the more the merrier, come in, and then those who don't fit, they will just fade away at some point. Well, that's not the right place if you are thinking that way. This is more for those who want to, they're passionate about their work, you know, they love it, and every day feels like a celebration. And if you have lost that passion, then there is something else going on in the background that needs to be looked into. And that's how I work with my clients when it comes to their businesses. So when it comes to how you relate to your competition, what's your energy behind this? You feel like you sense a sense of scarcity, or do you feel that actually you kind of complement each other? In fact, that's how one of the component of that concept that was coined in 2013, conscious capitalism, by the founder of Whole Foods Markets, these organic supermarket. So the founder, John McKee, wrote that book where he talked about the tenets of conscious capitalism, which basically means that you can have a win-win situation with people. You don't have to squeeze them to to take advantage of people to do well in business. You can actually win on both sides, and that's an approach that is now gaining momentum in our current society because there is an awakening in terms of what people want. They want fulfillment, whether it's at home and at work. In the 80s, it was more like Gordon Gekko style, and I'm going to walk over you, and that's how I'm going to make it. So this is no longer accepted, and that's not, this is collapsing anyway, because that's not what is giving you sustainable performance anyway. Because as per, the law of equivalence exchange, as I do talk about in one of my videos, if you take something away from someone, then something is going to be taken away from you, whether you like it or not. It's part of the universal law. So all of the people who kind of take advantage of their employees, their suppliers, their customers, something happens energetically that is compensating what they've been doing. So if you want to take advantage of it positively, then obviously you want to be in that flow of positivity, of high vibrations, and be part of those who are leading the way and are surfing this wave of how to do business in a way that benefits everybody around you. So now this is again some inner work required, and yes, you do have to do inner work even when it comes to a business, an institution, because you are, as the owner, you are the driving force of your business. If you are messed up inside, then your business is going to reflect it. And that's the way it is. A lot of people don't talk about business that way. They will tell you about the metrics and the KPI and all of these things that we use to measure performance, but what is really driving it at the core. It's like you go to the doctor and they give you some medicines for cough that you have, or something worse, for illness or disease. But what caused it at the very beginning, at the core? If you are into understanding all of this, and you've studied personal development and you are into spirituality, so you understand that a physical disease is usually something that is spiritually not healed, an emotional and spiritual disease that created that physical disease. Same thing in a business. So yes, you can have your wonderful big list of metrics and look good on paper, but the real power, the real magic is what's driving it at the origin, and this is in the management and obviously the one that drives the company. And if he or she doesn't have that level of awareness, then you can hire tons of consulting agencies to help you get ahead, but it's going to always be like a never-ending sprint, marathon, call it whatever you want, but you're never going to feel at peace, because deep inside you haven't done the work, and the business obviously is suffering from it. So that is very important to understand, because this is groundbreaking, by the way, just in case you didn't get it, because once you change this, then it's kind of the waves that comes from this are super strong, because it's how so imagine, so let's consider this. So you have your business, and then you shift the core of it, which is the vision, the energy, the values that go through the energy of those who lead this company. Then the waves that are going to, the domino effect is going to be very incredible. And you're going to then create such a shift that is going to, as a result, affect effectively your bottom line. Right? So, same thing. I'm going to use a different example. It's like someone who goes to physical therapy, and they have back pain, or something is painful there. Sometimes it didn't, it ended here, but it started maybe on the shoulder and it went down, or the other way around. I'm not a physical therapist, but the bottom line is it never usually is what you think it is, and the same thing happens in business. So you think that your issue is competition? Well, maybe you haven't really looked into it the real way. Maybe it's because you lost your creative juice a long time ago, and now it's catching up with you, and you feel it through competition. Okay? So if you want to get to the bottom of this and heal this and move forward in your business, then this is something to look into. So that was it for today, for my BSQ Tuesday. I talk about one of the components of BSQ. So I didn't explain at the beginning, maybe I should every time. So BSQ means Business Spiritual Quotient. This is a tool I coined and created to measure the level of consciousness of a company, which is related to all of the stakeholders and what's happening inside of each circle, whether it's suppliers, customer base, management, clients. So everything has an energy attached to it, and how you relate to each of these stakeholders is going to define the whole consciousness of your institutions, of your business, and that drive your cash flow, simply. So if you want to understand this more, or actually not really understand, but if you want to have your BSQ assessment for your business, obviously you can apply. I am offering a free assessment until the 10th of June. This is for those who are matching a certain profile. You need to have 250K minimum sales yearly, a team, and whether it's a business, obviously, whether it's online or offline, it doesn't really matter. But the point is, and obviously you are open to a holistic approach to business. If you are very conservative, obviously you won't even listen to a minute to what I said. But if you're watching this, that means you're open to this. You understand what energy kind of is, or if you don't, you're kind of curious and you want to know more. So if this is you, you can DM me, put a comment below if you want as well. And for everybody that's watching, don't forget to like, put a comment below, and share to whoever you think might benefit from this. On that note, I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of the day, and I will speak to you in my next video. And happy manifesting. Bye! Make sure to subscribe to my channel, share, like, and put a comment under the video. Bye and happy manifesting!